Hi there, I'm Andy, a moon-chasing, manifesting, wander lover, and feel-good aficionado. Consider me your woo-woo best friend. This show is a sacred space for ideas, concepts, and modalities that might be considered taboo, but that I personally find a great magic in. In these conversations, my mission is to inspire confidence, worth, and mystical thinking in our modern world. Let's get into it, shall we? Hi, my friends. Welcome. We are back for another Ask Me Anything episode. I'm super excited to get into the questions that we have today. As promised, I'm going to do one more of these episodes, maybe two next month. And I'm really loving where these topics are going and the depth that you guys are considering and what you're sending in. So I'm super excited to get into the conversation today. Before we do that, how about a little check-in? How are you? Maybe ask yourself, really, how are you? Do a quick body scan. How do you feel? What's going on in your heart? In your gut? What's your intuition saying? Just good things to check in with every day. I love the question, how am I? And once you get a clear answer on that, and the next question is, how do I want to be? How do I want to feel? So make sure you're checking in with yourself on the daily. On my end, we are getting settled into our new home in Los Angeles. I had a little moment last Saturday in which I injured myself trying to move furniture that's much bigger than me. And it was just a reminder that this is going to be a process, getting settled in a new home, my new office, my new studio, all of it. It's going to take some time, and I'm giving myself some grace and extending myself patience. And we all need to do that. We all need to enjoy the beauty of the season, the beauty of the world around us and what's coming and how things are potentially opening up where you are. Really allow yourself to take that time to take it in with grace and patience. I had my first live event with another human being in which we were able to be in the same room together. Now, it was a virtual event, but I was able to be in practice in meditation, breath work, dance with another human being at Soulshine Experience, which was last week. And we're going to do it again in June with my dear friend Jessie May of Heart Rise Movement. We're doing it again on June 11th. So if you missed it this last go round, we're going to be doing it again. And in the meantime, I just have so much fun stuff coming up for my folks who are really interested in creating a soul-led life and business. My program, The Opulent Shift, 90 Days to Prosperous Freedom, is getting ready to start up again. We have just a few spots left. It's a soul coaching program with myself and my dear friend Nadia. It's really for women who are ready to receive a customized strategy on how to up-level your earnings by tapping into your unique strengths, your natural energetics, and your innate gifts. It's such a magical program. This last go round, we just finished. We just had graduation from our first session. We had 12 women in the program, and they were creating all sorts of magic, from creating online courses to launching their own coaching programs to building communities and events to expanding their businesses. Just so much ideation, clarity, discovery, and then creating offerings and launches. And in the program, what happens is you work alongside Nadia and myself through our Sea Change method. You have an opportunity to tap into my Conscious Creatives Business School. It's the only way you can get access to it now. And you work to uncover your innate skills and strengths to create offerings that will help you up-level your financial picture. So if you have questions about it, give me a shout. I get asked often about how to work with me from a one-on-one perspective. And if you're interested in a soul-led life and business, this is the way. Today, as I record, I'm getting ready to start the next session of Cult La Lune, which is my Art of Lunar Living course. And that's a 90-day program in which we follow the cycles of the moon and we align our energetics through breath, through meditation, through movement, through ritual, and through journaling work to the cosmic energetics. And we're just having really big breakthroughs over in that program too. So by the time you hear this, we'll already be on our way into the next session. But if you're interested in a future session, we do it every month. We start all over again with the new moon at the beginning of each month. So I wanted to mention those things because it's some really awesome things that are happening over in our community. Oh, and we're getting ready to go to Tulum. Yes, we're going to travel. I can't even believe it. I can't believe it's time to travel. I'm so incredibly excited. The first flight I've booked in, like many of us, well over a year. And we do have 2 spaces remaining as of the time in which I'm recording this for our Tulum retreat. And you can find out more about our retreats at weewegirl.com/retreats. The Tulum retreat specifically is focused on holistic living, wellness, and adventure and exploration. Everybody will be staying together in a really beautiful boutique hotel property in which everyone gets these like really amazing beach or garden front palapa style accommodations. And some of my best friends on this planet I've met through retreats. So if this sounds like something that might be interesting to you, give us a shout or go ahead and sign up. Get one of those last couple of spots. We'd love to have you. It's going to be so good. So good, so good. Okay, so let's get into the questions, shall we? The first question for today's Ask Me Anything comes from Anna Carolina 7. And the question is this: how do I cultivate clarity to later get clear on a vision? I love this question. Such a juicy one. Okay, so my practices for cultivating clarity truly start with some of the things I've been speaking about exactly. That breath work and meditation practice. And when I say breath work, you don't have to go to an hour class to really tap into that prana, that life force within you. You really need to sit down for 3 minutes and breathe. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. But just starting with long, deep breaths, I know it seems so simple, but how many times throughout the day do we catch ourselves in a moment where we realize that we've been going, and we haven't stopped to breathe? Or maybe we don't even catch ourselves doing this because it's that unconscious. It's really that unconscious. When we're creating clarity of vision, we can consider the 6th chakra. This is the chakra of the third eye. In my practices and breathwork and meditation, almost every practice, we use the 6th chakra, this third eye space, as a place of focus. And what we're doing is activating the pituitary gland and nourishing that third eye space by bringing yourself into a moment of breath or a moment of quiet stillness, meditation. Focusing on that space between the eyebrows, you're able to stimulate the area corresponding to the Ajna chakra. Ajna means to command. So through that space, through that 6th chakra space, we can begin to master our minds. This third eye space that we're working with allows us to have a clear perception of our reality so we can start to understand our life purpose. And when our 6th chakra connection is really strong, we have this reliable intuition that we can really begin to trust to guide us. And then we can start to see the unseen. You may even, when you've got really good 6th chakra, third eye clarity opening, you can start to experience some clairvoyance, maybe even visions of the future. And it really helps to open up that manifestation mindset as well. There's a meditation I really love. It's called the meditation to see the unseen. I can't really demonstrate it here through the headphones, but it's one that we actually practice in Cultivation. I've actually done a recording of it over on the Sea Changers Instagram Live. And you know what? I'll do one on Wee Wee too. It's a really simple 3-minute meditation that also involves a little bit of movement, kind of helps you to get really kind of focused in. And I love that practice for creating clarity, for cultivating clarity. Some other things that I do every month and that I recommend to my students and my courses and to the folks that I work with in the programs is working with your journal. So spending some time, I love doing this at the new moon. The new moon is a time in which we're really able to be in quiet, be in stillness. It's the darkest night of the month. We have an opportunity on the new moon to begin to plant seeds. And so work with your journal just to kind of brain dump. Let anything that's kind of hanging around in your headspace, just dump it out, get it on paper, and then think about the life you want to live, the things you want to be calling in, the person you want to be. And as you think about that, start to go through that brain dump, just look through it and maybe circle everything that's in that brain dump that aligns with your higher calling, with that intention that you're setting. And then look at all the stuff that's dumped out of the brain that doesn't align and see where you can start to release some of that stuff so that you can become crystal clear on what your focus should be and where you should be spending your time and how you can be doing things that really light you up so that you can get on the path to vision. We work with vision in really every program that I offer. And I really believe that the vision is always within you. It's always within you. You just need to tune in to find it. It's represented by the big picture of your desired outcomes for your life. It's an internal story of what's most important to you. And it's what keeps you inspired. It's what compels you. It's what lights you up. The vision is your compass. And when you get that compass really dialed in, then you can get on the road. The vision is the compass, the goal is the roadmap, and the dream is the destination. So I'll say that again because I think it's important to really distinguish those things. The vision is the compass. You just have to tune in, get that compass aligned, and you can be on the path. And then the path that you're on, there's going to be goals along the way. The goals are the little moments along the roadmap, the little destination points, the little sign points that tell you that you're en route to the destination, which is your dream life. Those big, juicy experiences, the things you want to call in, that's the destination. Okay, love that question so much. Let's go to the next question. Okay, the next question is very much a life question, a life and work question. This one comes from Kalimba Lily. I'm just checking out the page of each of you that sent in a question. And Kalimba Lily is a business branding and mindset coach in Ibiza and Madrid and has an agency. So I love this question. The question is this: are most of your clients LA based, and is there a lot of competition in your industry? So no, most of my clients are not based in any particular place. They're really all over the place. And the work that I do is really, there's a lot of different arms, I would say, of my business. I have Cultivation, which is the Art of Lunar Living course, which I was speaking about. We have students from all over the world. And there's certainly other lunar ritual courses out there. But the people that come to mind, I think, are really interested in the very specific approach that I take, which is incorporating Kundalini style meditation and breath work and ritual and journaling and dance and movement. And I've not really seen anything like it out there. And then there's the Sea Changers community. And while, yes, there's so many women's communities out in the world, our community is really for women that are interested in connecting in and collaborating with other women who are interested in that soul-led life and business. It's for the mystical and creative woman who also is an entrepreneur. And sure, there are other programs that kind of cater to the soulful woman, and there's other programs that cater to the entrepreneurial woman. We really bring something different in the program in which we're combining those two elements. The inner work and the outer work are equally as important, and there's a cosmic connection as well as a talent finding piece and working with energetics piece that really is unique. And so I don't find that there's competition. I think that we're really unique in that way. And that's certainly some of my clients are a part of that program, and they're also all over the world. And then I work with corporate clients as well. And let's see, also indie boutiques, indie design houses, beauty brands, and they're all over the world too. So I find that I'm really excited about the community here in LA, and I'm sure I'll meet people that will want to be a part of the programs that I offer. So in that case, I'm super excited about it, but it's not why we decided to move here. Not that that was the question, but it's not really why we decided to move here. But I do find that the community that I'll have an opportunity to connect with here is going to be really powerful and magical. And, I really am of the mindset that in terms of competition in industries, there are obviously for any business, there are competitors, but there's space for all of us. And so I've always considered that in my business, which really started with my corporate clients. And with my corporate clients, I do a variety of things from business strategy to creative strategy. And some of them I'm also working on that soul strategy piece as well. Everything I do is really about strategy. It's like business, creative, and soul. So I started with the corporate clients and then found I really wanted to work with individuals who were on the path as well. And I just think there's space for all of us in the work that we each do. Okay, next question is from Mary Kate Qualls. And Mary Kate is one of our recent graduates from the Opulent Shift. Mary Kate is doing some amazing things in her world. She is in process presently of launching a really amazing program to help women on the journey of healing to connect with a higher purpose. And she's doing some career coaching and some things of that sort within her programming. And I just am so excited for what she's up to. So the question from Mary Kate is, what is the most powerful transformation/healing tool/technique that you've experienced? I honestly don't know if I could pick just one. There's been specific things in my life at specific times that have really been what I needed in that moment. And for me, the personal development work started really, really early. I feel very fortunate that my dream job that I landed when I was like 23 with the beauty brand Aveda, I was offered through the distribution company that we worked with. I was offered an opportunity to explore so many amazing personal development modalities and workshops and experiences. And at the time in my life in which I was kind of just getting started in my career, it was so transformational just to have those opportunities. So there was one that I experienced way back. I mean, I was probably in my 20s, and that program was led by a woman named Sylvia LaFair. It was her and her husband, their program together, and his name is Herb. Their program is called Creative Energy Options, and it's specifically designed for working with executives and companies to really tap deeply into your stuff and pull that stuff forward and kind of break out of old patterns, like deeply rooted ancestral sort of patterns. That was completely transformational for me at that time. It changed the way that I approached life and business from an early point in my 20s. Then, as I was growing up and growing into myself, when I found my way into meditation, I found that there was a variety of meditation techniques that really were life-changing experiences for me. I find that the Kundalini practices that I do now and that I incorporate into my work were some kind of big, heart busting wide open sort of experiences, continuing to heal patterns and traumas and digging deep inside to pull stuff forward. And then I went through a program, gosh, it's probably been 7 years now, called Landmark. And I went through several levels of this program. There's like the Landmark Forum, which is their introductory program, and then their advanced programs. And in those programs, you really work to redefine what's possible. You work to release your past constraints. So anything from your past, you're letting it go. And I'm giving you a very high level kind of definition of what happens in these programs. But you're working to release your past constraints, understanding that everything from this moment forward is a clean slate and you can create the world and the life that you want. So there's a lot of work around healing relationships, healing stories, digging into your integrity. And that program was super transformational for me at that exact time period in my life as well. And it was in a time period in which I had just left my corporate career. I was coming out of a long-term relationship and had just met my partner now. I just met Ben and was wondering, could I even step into a new relationship after coming out of a long-term relationship? There was a lot of stuff that I was kind of cycling through at that moment. And multiple programs that I experienced there were incredibly powerful and right on time, if you feel me. Okay. One more question for this Ask Me Anything episode. This question comes from This is Callahan. Callahan was on the show. She was one of our first interviews here on Your Woo Woo Best Friend. So if you want to know more about Callahan, go check out that episode. She's an amazing creative entrepreneur and doing some really cool things with her programming as well. And Callahan's question is this: what is the growing edge in your creativity lately? Where do you desire expansion? Ooh, that's such a good one, Callahan. So juicy also. So this experience of podcasting has been quite an edge. There's so much vulnerability in this experience. There's creativity, of course, but the vulnerability within the creativity is very much an edge. And I'm loving doing it. I know you guys know it. I know that those of you who are listening to the show thus far can feel how much love and energy and just fun and exploration is being put into each episode. So very much something that creatively I'm enjoying. And I suppose I could speak this to the universe. There's a vision that I have, and it's one I've held for quite some time. I've not shared this anywhere, so this is very much an exclusive. So shh, just for you, my woo-woo BFF people. I have this vision that this show that we're doing here via this podcast, in which we're able to go deep into the woo, explore modalities that perhaps have been considered taboo, in which we work with healers, we work with people who are making an impact on this planet. I have this vision that this could grow into something even greater than what's happening here in this podcast. And I'm going to say it like this. The universe will guide the direction of which that expansion goes. I am very much using that practice when I share this, that I have this vision of this growing into something greater, that I want it to grow into something greater, and that the universe knows best what that growth could look like. So it could be a TV show, it could be a documentary, it could be anything. And I'll say, I'm calling in that or something better, that or something greater, that or something more expansive than I can even imagine. So I suppose that's a little bit obscure when I'm considering the expansion of my creativity. I think that that's what's coming. That's what's on the horizon, is taking this work and growing it. Does that make sense? I hope that answers the question. It's my truth. That's where I'm at right now. So that's the answer. Okay. So that's our episode for today. That is our Ask Me Anything. If you've got questions that you want answered on the next Ask Me Anything, which will come next month, send them on in. You can email them to us or send them in via DM over on our Instagram page for the show, which is Your Woo Woo BFF. You can also get in touch with me or follow along at Wee Wee Girl. And I've got a review I'm going to share today. This one is from Chili Z123457, and it just says, excited. Andy provides a space in which I can learn, reflect, and grow. I look forward to my spiritual journey with the support and guidance she has to offer. And when I read that, that's exactly why when I'm talking about this creative edge and expansion, I feel like there's so much to come from this show. And I'm just leaving it in the hands of the universe. And I'm taking inspired action and doing the work here to continue to grow the show and get more eyes on the show. And if you want to help me do that, leave us a review, share these episodes. We love it when we see you guys sharing in stories on Instagram. It's so amazing because we get new folks over to our page to check out the show. We love it so much. We appreciate it so much. And okay, I'm going to make an announcement. We've had a lot of people sharing reviews, sharing stories, and okay, this is just kind of something that came to me before I sat down to record today. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you an opportunity for being one of our loyal listeners and fans of the show to join us in the next session of Cult Laloon. So the next one being our June session. So if you're listening to this as it comes out, we just started our May session. Our next session, which is in June, we're going to give you an opportunity to come for a full 29-day cycle for free. But here's how you get in. You have to have left us a review and share the show on your social. So to get access for free to our June session of Cult Laloon, just screenshot the review, share in social, and tag us. Make sure you tag the show so we can see that you've done it. Then shoot us a message with that screenshot of your review so we know you've done it. And voila, we'll give you access to Cult Laloon in June for free for 29-day session. Cool? Just for you guys. My woo-woo BFF people. Okay. With that, we're complete. Thank you so much for all the questions. I pulled the 4 questions that I felt like much of the other questions that came in were kind of in alignment with those 4 that I pulled. So if I didn't answer something that you wanted to know, that you had a burning desire to know about, just message us and I'll make sure that I include it in the June Ask Me Anything. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for being with me. Thank you so much. Sending you all the love. Until next time, see you next week for an interview with Jessica Glover.